Bill Gates, co-founder of Microsoft Mark Zuckerberg, founder of Facebook Gautam Adani, founder of the Adani Group, and Richard Branson, co-founder of Virgin Group. What do these individuals have in common? You might think they are among the wealthiest people in the world, and you'd be correct. They dominate today's global landscape with their immense influence and success. Richard Branson, for instance, became the first person to reach space in his very own spacecraft. However, there is another significant trait that unites them. They have all successfully escaped the trap in which many people today find themselves ensnared. This trap is the perception of reality being presented as absolute truth, leading to a despair that stems from an overload of information. Today, many are proudly falling into this trap, prioritizing conformity over independent thinking. For example, in the United States, there are over 500,000 people, many of them teachers, who refuse to send their children to traditional schools. These teachers understand the flaws in the education system, a system that many students blindly follow, maintaining attendance, memorizing textbooks, and completing assignments in the hope of securing a good job post-graduation. As students, they believe that adhering to this system will lead to success graduating, getting a job, supporting their parents, buying a house and car, and ensuring their children receive the same education. However, the reality is often starkly different. Many people find themselves with degrees but no job prospects, leading to a cycle of rejections and societal ridicule. This can result in a profound sense of inferiority, avoiding family and social interactions out of shame and frustration. Despite years of hard work, many end up in jobs with low salaries, tied down by loans, and living in constant fear of job loss. This fear is perpetuated by a flawed education system designed not to foster independence but to produce obedient workers. The roots of this system can be traced back to the early 19th century. The Prussian education model was established to create disciplined soldiers, prioritizing obedience over creativity. This model was later adopted globally during the industrial era to meet the growing demand for factory workers. Similarly, the British applied a comparable model in colonial India, aiming to produce a class of clerks and soldiers who would loyally serve the colonial administration. Even today, the remnants of this system persist. Schools and colleges often emphasize rote learning and conformity, neglecting to nurture individual talents and critical thinking. Parents, influenced by societal norms, enroll their children in prestigious schools, believing that academic success equates to a secure future. However, this often results in graduates who are ill-prepared for real-world challenges and lack the skills necessary for self-sufficiency. The origins of this educational framework date back to a critical point in history. In 1806, Prussia faced a humiliating defeat at the hands of Napoleon's army, despite having one of the best trained militaries. Prussian leaders realized that their soldiers' tendency to think independently during battle led to their downfall. In contrast, Napoleon's troops followed orders without question. To prevent future losses, Prussian leaders developed a universal education system designed to produce obedient citizens who would follow orders without hesitation. This Prussian education model quickly spread globally, influencing various national education systems, especially during the Industrial Revolution. The global economy was shifting rapidly from agriculture to industrial production. Machines could produce more goods in a day than a person could in a month, creating a demand for factory workers. However, most people were still engaged in agriculture or small businesses, reluctant to work in factories. The Prussian education model offered a solution: create a generation whose creativity was stifled, leaving them with no option but to work in factories. During the colonial era, the British adopted this model in India to create a class of clerks and soldiers who would loyally serve the colonial administration. Lord Macaulay's education policy aimed to create a class of people who were Indian in blood and color. This policy successfully brainwashed Indians into believing it was their duty to follow British rules, making it easier for the British to control a vast population with a small number of administrators. Fast forward to the present day, and despite 76 years of independence, the remnants of this colonial education system still influence our society. Schools and colleges often prioritize status over genuine education. Parents proudly enroll their children in prestigious institutions, believing this will secure their future. However, this often results in students who are well-versed in rote learning but lack critical thinking and problem-solving skills. The solution is not to abandon education but to reform it. Parents should encourage their children to explore diverse interests and develop practical skills alongside academic learning. Online courses and alternative education methods offer opportunities to learn from experienced professionals, fostering creativity and innovation. Ultimately, individuals must decide whether to follow the conventional path or forge their own. By embracing creativity and critical thinking, people can break free from the cycle of conformity and achieve true success. This documentary aims to raise awareness about these issues and encourage viewers to rethink their approach to education and career development. Imagine a society where education empowers individuals to think critically, innovate, and pursue their passions. Instead of blindly following a rigid curriculum, students would be encouraged to explore their interests and develop practical skills. This shift would produce a generation of independent thinkers capable of driving progress and innovation. Instead of focusing solely on academic achievements, parents should prioritize holistic development, fostering creativity, critical thinking, and problem-solving abilities. By breaking free from the constraints of the traditional education system, we can unlock the full potential of human creativity and ingenuity. Thank you for watching this documentary. Your support is invaluable. If you found this content insightful, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share your thoughts in the comments. Sharing this documentary will help spread awareness and inspire more people to challenge the status quo and pursue their passions. Once again, thank you for your support.